How crazy. They're talking about it now, about the lying on these ads.
Misleading political ads. The truth is, TV stations can't reject them at all for any reason.
It's a funny little loophole that we have. Political advertising falls under the First Amendment, and so the Supreme Court has ruled it's speech, and you can really say whatever you would like.
It's because of a law enacted 9 decades ago called the Communication Act of 1934, which says broadcasters have no power of censorship over the material over an appearance by a legally qualified candidate. So regardless of how frequent you see them,
Trump is not fit to be president again. Kamala Harris failed, weak, dangerously liberal.
or how extreme they may be,
Kamala Harris pushed to use tax dollars to pay for his sex change.
Donald Trump did this. He took away our freedom.
there's not much local television stations can do. Eleanor Powell, a political science professor at UW-Madison, says the number of misleading and sometimes nasty ads we see nowadays is a fairly new trend, and it's one that will only...
Fairly new trend, my ass. They've been doing that since I was a kid. Again, that part I don't agree with. They've been doing that forever. But yeah, yeah, it's crazy. They're talking about it on TV. Me and Michelle have been talking about that shit. It should be illegal. It should be illegal. They need to come up with a law then, make a law or something.
And like, isn't that kind of like defamation?
It is defamation. That's what I'm saying. It's all that, and they just get to do it, and that's bullshit. Let me go lie on a job application or for a bank loan or for anything. My application is going to be thrown out. Or let them even find out something after you've been hired. They can come and find out that you lied on your application years later and fire you on the spot then.
Right.
Yep.
In this election year, one mother of a victim from the
Yeah, like that with the gun violence and stuff like that. People are talking about, like Republicans are ones that can change some of these laws, man.
But I want her tied to meaningful change.
This event was organized by Forward Latino and the 80% Coalition. The group's name comes from a 2019 Marquette Law School poll that found 80% of registered Wisconsin voters are in favor of stronger gun laws.
Looking ahead now, tomorrow, the search continues for a boy who's been missing since February. Now, this is
if y'all have seen Isaiah Kramer, he search for Isaiah Kramer tomorrow at the Big Bend Elementary School. Isaiah Kramer. Wait, man, as a matter of fact, I think I did an episode on that because he looked familiar. I think we might have did. I think dude's been missing for a minute then.
Yeah, they said since February.
Oh yeah, we did an episode on that. I remember that. So they're still looking for him. Yep, that Isaiah Kramer. Y'all be on the lookout. Did he look like he was Latin? Maybe. He looked Latin. They're having a town hall meeting on the lead lateral thing. I would have liked to go to that. If I didn't have to work, I would have went to that probably maybe.
Yeah, I reckon a dead man. X gave niggas more feathers than pet land. They be with the shit until they steppers get bed plans. They don't understand until the method get red, man. They only aim between the neck and the headband. The weapon needle gave me disrespect, my yes man. Revolver in the palm like it's a part of my left hand. When I catch a case, it ain't a part of my breast plan. I run with grimy niggas all day. I keep a mask on like we bout to call plays. Ain't no telling when you find me in your hallway. At your door, got your mommy yelling, go away. You know I'm going all the way for that ching ching. Stay with the ting ting, play the ping ping. Before I get linked wings, stay in that sing sing. When they hear that thing ring, they know that bring sting. Motherfucker, militia the army, nigga. Everywhere I bet I got it on me, nigga. You better never ever run up on me, nigga. Get washed left wet up like laundry, nigga.
Good morning and peace and blessings, y'all. It's Friday. Yep, we made it to Friday, y'all. It's October 11th. It's October 11th. You know what I mean? It is 4:45 in the morning. Got the Nina Simone going in the background. Y'all can hear that. Shout out Miss Nina Simone. Yeah, life's going great. NFL week 6 kicked off last night. You know what I mean? And about to get my hands on some coffee. Just want to say good morning to everyone, and that we made it to Friday. You know what I mean? So on today's episode, we got some information. We combined Thursday's episode, because I see there was only a couple of downloads on it. People were downloading other episodes and stuff like that. So I think sometimes, well, maybe I was just brainstorming. I was thinking maybe I need to slow down on releasing so many episodes. You know what I mean? Because like I was saying, Michelle and I, we pretty much podcast every day. If you go down our list, you'll see that we're podcasting. We release episodes every day. There might be 1, maybe 2 days out the week where we don't release an episode. But we're pretty consistent. And we have stuff to talk about. But I was thinking about, like, man, should I slow down? Because if people aren't downloading, like if I upload an episode, if I release an episode this morning, you know what I mean? And then I still have 3 or 4 other episodes from earlier in the week that people haven't gotten to or listened to. You know what I mean? So I was thinking maybe slow down and just do a few a week. But then I'm like, no, but at the same time, like, people can, go back and download, and like the episodes aren't going anywhere. You know what I mean? And if they're interested, they'll get to them and listen to it. And if not, that's okay. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So anyways, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. Yeah, but I'm so happy it's Friday, y'all. We done made it. And I hope life's treating everyone well. I know I say that a lot, but I really mean that. You know what I mean? Because life can be a lot. And I like to say life's like a circle, you know what I mean? And you just hope it loops around, more than once. So, yeah, you would hope that it'll loop around or circle around twice. You know what I'm saying? So you can get another shot at it. Speaking of Nina Simone, since I got the Nina Simone music going, why not drink coffee out the Nina Simone coffee cup? Oh, that hasn't happened in a long time. I got my do not disturb off. I normally have it on, so that doesn't happen. So let me go on and turn the sound off. My bad, y'all. Yeah, that used to happen a lot when I'm just on some random talk now. Like when I first started podcasting, like, cause a lot of times I just record off of my phone, right? Because like I was telling y'all, like, I know a lot of people like to sit in front of their laptop and, do all their content or whatever, or like be on video, I get that, cool, whatever, it's all good. But for like how I like to do stuff, Michelle and I, like, a lot of times, like, we might just, like, my point is everything isn't planned with us. You know what I mean? It's not like, okay, well, we're going to talk about this, so let's go sit down in front of the laptop, in front of the computer, get all set up, and then hit record, turn the video on, and start talking to people. Even though that's straight and that's legit and everything, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's not super duper 1,000% authentic. Like, I like to talk about stuff just at the drop of a dime. Like, you see how I just talking about some random stuff? I literally got my phone in my hand right now with it up to my mouth talking, and I got my coffee in my other hand. And great music in the background. Listen to that, y'all. That's Miss Nina Simone out of North Carolina. She don't play no games. But yeah, I'm just rambling, but man, I'm feeling good on this Friday morning. I got a lot of sleep, went to bed early. I fell asleep before that game ended, so I don't even actually know who won. I'm going to have to check. Baseball playoffs have been decent. And then, I got the Packer game coming up here Sunday. And, let's see what's going on in the headlines. But that's Nina Simone right there. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If I'm being brutally honest, I'm worried about Kamala winning. Like, y'all already know how I feel. I'm in her corner. She has my support. You know what I mean? As far, what I can do. And, like, I'm trying to help out. That's one of the reasons we're doing this. It's because it's go time out here. So, like, everyone's playing their role, no matter how small or big it is, whether you're a podcaster, a YouTuber, someone that works for CNN, someone that works for MSNBC, whether you're someone that's doing something on Facebook or Instagram or X or Twitter or whatever it is to, give out your information and give your points of view and try to help out that's all this is. Because no matter how you look at it, like, both sides are, like, talking to their people. From the podcasters on up to the CNNs. Everyone's trying to play their role and do their part to get their candidate elected. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get Kamala Harris elected. And am I voting for her because she's black? That's one of the main reasons. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. Because I don't care what anyone says. And I know that there's other reasons. There's, to say, oh, what's the race all about? And who's, what's going on in race? And, the topics and the issues and the things that people are running on and the things that people want the candidates to do for them. All that, right? This race, this presidential race, is about race. It is, because when you have black and brown people voting for him, my bad. When you have white people willing to vote for him, I'm talking about Trump, you have white people willing to vote for Trump, and they clearly know he's a racist. And all that. Just all the stuff, right? Just all the stuff. Everyone knows that. It boils down to how you feel about it. You know what I mean? Because people can hear all this, the racist stuff, but if it's not directed at them, that's the thing. Like, white people, they don't, Trump's racism isn't directed at them. So they can just say, oh, well, I don't agree with what he says, but I like his policy. So then they can just vote for him because they're white. That's their teammate. You don't think they've heard other white people? You don't think some of these people that are voting for him that maybe aren't racist or whatever, but they may have a family member that's a racist, that's called somebody the N-word or something, or says some disrespectful stuff, or not hired somebody, or maybe fired somebody, or treated some black or brown person like complete crap in that white family member. So they might already be used to that, and they get past that. So it ain't like some of these white people, it's not like they haven't or they don't have these type of people in their life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just wish, I'm not gonna lie, I'm worried. I don't think Kamala's gonna win. I'm starting to, like, I was feeling all great and good, but to be honest with you, in totality, and it doesn't mean every white person or so don't be all offended. It's just a general statement. Like, I don't trust white people. I don't trust white people. And that doesn't mean all. It means the ones that, you know what I'm saying. Because the track record shows it and proves my concern. You guys didn't even want Hillary Clinton. She's a white mother. Who's more qualified than Hillary Clinton to run for president ever? ever you find me someone that was more qualified than Hillary Clinton to run for president, actually Kamala Harris might be more qualified or just as, or close to, with her resume. District attorney, attorney general, senator, vice president. Man, dude. That's a pretty damn good resume. Pretty impressive. You know what I mean? And that's the other thing, like Kamala Harris is literally law enforcement. That's literally what she's done for pretty much all her life as an adult. But for some reason, she's getting the moniker, or she's getting the stereotype of being soft on the border and all that. That doesn't even make sense. She's a cop. She's a cop. That's what she does for a living. That's what she has been. So how is she not tough on crime? All them court cases, all that shit she's done. But for some reason, she's not tough enough, or she's not stern enough, or like, dude, like, she knows the law like the back of her hand. Yeah, it's so sad. So that's what makes me believe that, you know, a few things. People don't want to vote for a woman. They don't want to vote for a black woman. And they don't want to vote for a black person. So she has 3 things going against her. Hillary Clinton just had the one thing. She was a woman. Kamala's got 3 things to deal with. And Hillary couldn't pull it off. And she only had one of those obstacles. Kamala's got 3. That's why I'm worried. That's why I don't think. I'm saying, if I was betting money, if someone said, "Oh, you got to bet your house on who you think's gonna win," I wouldn't put my money on her, based off what people are saying and doing. Like, I don't trust enough white people. I don't trust enough white women. I definitely don't trust enough white adult males. Some of these white guys don't even barely like their girlfriends or mothers. So what would make you think they're going to vote for Kamala Harris? Yeah, but you know what I mean? I'll be ready to vote, though, in the next presidential election. You know what I mean? But like I said, I'm going to keep doing my part. I'm in Kamala Harris's corner. You see it. You know it. We talk about it all the time. But I ain't going to lie. I am slightly concerned. Because we need to turn the page on Trump. Like, I thought we turned the page on him when he, wasn't in office last time. And now it's like, here he comes again. This 80-year-old racist white man that's never done anything, that's never been in a grocery store, that's never changed a diaper, who's always been against women, not for women. Rapist. Derogatory statements talking about grabbing women by their body parts and doing all this. He's cheated on his wives. He's been impeached. All that stuff. Y'all know he was at Jeffrey Epstein's island. Come on, man. There's pictures of dude and videos of him at his parties, hanging out, whispering in his ear, pointing at girls, like, stuff like that. Like, come on, man. Yep. But no matter what, I'm always going to take control of my life, and, you know what I mean? And, because it is concerning, because you see it too with the Tammy Baldwin race. She's either tied or, like, with that Eric Hubdy clown. He's another racist clown. So, I may just stop talking politics on the podcast and just talk about other stuff. Because it gets frustrating. You know what I mean? But when you want to see change, but like the rest, it's just, yes. So, enough politics for this conversation, but so enjoy the rest of this episode, and have a great weekend, y'all. Have a great weekend. We'll let little more Nina Simone roll here for a second, and then we'll get out of here. So take on this last day, y'all, and then the weekend's here. Enjoy it.
I'ma go see. I be having talks with myself. I approach me. Yeah, now that's what I call special. It's real out here. Watch out who your next chap. You don't care. Don't worry about what your ex do. Feeling yourself. Your ass done in your chest too.
Let's get your hands together and give him a big San Francisco round of applause. Mr. Richard Pryor. Come on, give it up.
Thank you. Good evening. Hope I'm funny. Yeah, because I know niggas ready to kick ass. I'm like, you better be funny, motherfucker. Hello. Wow. This is very exciting. Very exciting. I'm glad y'all came. Came? Yeah, glad y'all coming to the show. What? Don't start no shit now. Niggas be starting to fight and shit in the club. Go out of business shit, clear everything out. Niggas never get burned up in buildings. They know how to get out of a motherfucking situation. They do. White folks just panic, run to the door, fall all over each other, choke to death and shit. Niggas get outside and argue. I left my money in the motherfucker.
You're lucky.
This is about white privilege. Just pay attention.
Just a minute, Win. You needn't worry about me. I'm free, white, and 21. Or almost.
You can't stop me from seeing Taylor. Neither you nor Paul. I've got a right to happiness just like anybody else. I'm free, white,
and 18.
What's wrong with being 18?
Since I was a kid, I'd say to myself, I'll go in there and I'll tell him this or that, and I'll tell him straight. And I'd get all primed to go in there and say, I'm free, white, and 21, and I'm going to lead my own life.
I do hope he's free for tonight. Free, white, and 45.
Now, honey, maybe your father's right.
Oh, you don't want me around, is that it? Afraid I'll cramp your style with your darling Mabel?
I've heard enough of this. You get some clothes on.
I don't care what either of you say. I'm free, white, and 21.
Baby's about to do these polls for y'all. That's Michelle. I call her baby. Y'all should probably know that by now. So I think...
Okay, recent polling average updates from ABC News. In Pennsylvania, Harris is up by 1 point. Is that what that means? Up by 1 point? Mm-hmm. Wisconsin up by 1. Harris is at 48. Trump is at 47.4. So she's up by 0.6. That's close, people. That is too close for comfort.
That's why I was like, I saw polls earlier and I was getting concerned.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then, I gotta take my glasses off. Then the different polls, the Fabrizio, Lee and Associates, McLaughlin and Associates poll has Harris at 48, Trump at 49. Emerson College has Harris at 49, Trump at 50. Research Company has Harris at 50, Trump at 48. Quinnipiac has Harris at 47 and Trump at 49.
See, they changed because I read them like a couple times last week, and she was winning on all of them.
Yeah. Well, the Quinnipiac is from last week, so.
But I saw ones from like today, and they're saying like, what? That's what Cheryl was saying, like, what's going on, Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Because then I started looking at the polls, I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah,
like, what has changed in the last?
I don't know. Because I feel like he's gotten worse.
Exactly.
Like he's lying more, just blatantly lying.
That's what I was tripping about. I'm like, dude, I'm like, man, whatever. This shit is crazy. I'm a little concerned, but, you know, I feel like she's gonna pull out.
I think so. I think it's gonna be
super close victory, and I think we're about to go through all the bullshit again.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really, really close, though.
Leisure time. Let's see. They're out here on the river. But that's leisure time. Just the sounds of the river, and y'all can hear the bell going off. I wonder, 6 o'clock, that's why, 6 o'clock, y'all. We're just getting ready for NFL Week 6. We're not picking either one of these teams tonight. Excuse me. No. Especially, last week, yeah. Both our picks lost last week, so we haven't even really talked about it yet. Right. But I know we're not picking the game tonight, San Fran and Seattle. But that should be a decent little game. So I'm getting ready for that. Michelle's in the lab. She's working and grinding. And both the dogs are sitting there by her feet. And, yeah. So back to the episode, y'all. Appreciate everyone listening. See, this is what I'm saying. Most people, this is what I'm saying, though, baby. This is why I call it leisure time. Is because, and I'm not hating on what they're doing, the activity, whatsoever. Because it's good-ass exercise. And I was saying that earlier, too. This morning I was telling people. Because when I was in boot camp, we got up super early in the morning, and we exercised every morning. And when you were done that, like when you first... they make you get the fuck out the bed right away. You know, you're all grog. But once you're up and you exercise, that early morning ass air hits you. Because it was like in the winter, too. So it was cold. But, you know, obviously this summer here. But anyways, when you exercise all early in the morning like that, and then we would shower, and then we would eat. You know what I mean? And after all that, you felt energized. For the day, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I can appreciate that, but I was just saying, most people, I think that's a good saying, most people don't have the time to do that, like, after a day's work. Most people are going to work all day. They're coming home. They got to cook dinner, you know, do whatever. Deal with the family, whatever it is you got going on after your work day. And most people don't have time to do that and then go, because that takes time, whatever they're doing. That's not like something you're doing for 5 minutes. Right. You know what I mean? Is there a decent guy? Yeah, I've known that. And it does look strenuous a little bit, sitting there, you know.
I couldn't do it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so I respect what they're doing, but I'm just saying most people don't have the time to do that. They're getting home, getting dinner ready, or they're burnt out from the day, and they're just kind of just chilling, you know what I mean? Like, mentally you want to do stuff, but physically your body's like, nah.
Right.
Just sit down and chill. Or, you know, some people might have to physically go to work, come home, and then do more work. You know, in their home office or whatever, you know, and then your day, and then you're cooking dinner for your kids if someone has got kids. Or you might, you know, have just a relationship and you're trying to spend time with that person, or you're just trying to entertain yourself, whether it's watching a show or listening to music or whatever. And by the time you know it, it's time to go to bed.
Yeah.
And then wake up and do it all over again. But people like that, and I'm not saying all of them have, maybe some of that goes into carving out time to do that too, and finding the energy to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because there could be people out there that worked all day, came home, did that right away, and then they're going to go home. So who knows? But I'm just saying, for the most part, people don't have that time to do that, to fit that in to their daily, is what I'm saying. Like most just people that go to work every, just, you know, do the 9 to 5 type stuff.
Because when you're in here,
right?
But
serial killer as your roommate.
General Hospital's on the TV. There's only 3 soap operas. No, there's 4. I heard there's 4. What 4 is there? What's the 4th one?
Bold and the Beautiful, General Hospital.
Oh, Young and the Restless.
Young and the Restless and Days of Our Lives.
That's right. That's right. Yep. Days of Our Bold and the Beautiful will be the first one to go.
Because it's only 30 minutes.
Yeah, and then Days will finally go.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, between Young and the Restless and General Hospital, those are definitely the top 2 though.
Yes.
So those, you know, yeah, shout those out. Yeah, and Tammy Baldwin, y'all. What's up, man? What's up, Democrats? What's going on here in Wisconsin? Why is this Hubdy dude almost tied with Tammy?
Same reason why Trump is.
What's that, baby?
Same reason why Trump is.
Pretty much. Yep, because it's the same type of voter. Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. And we ain't even, you know, because we're both doing stuff right now and stuff, so we ain't even to get all into why. But I think a lot of us know why. All right, y'all. Peace. What, baby?
The way you walked out. Boy, peace.
It's football time. Yep, NFL Week 6. And this baseball game is pretty good, though, too. Baseball, I can watch baseball when the playoffs comes because it's just more intense. So it's Cleveland and Detroit 1-1 right now. Best of 5. Detroit's leading series 2-1. Yep, bottom of the 3rd. Bless you. Bless you. When Michelle sneezes, she sounds like a bear. Nah, but yep. Cleveland 1-1 right now. Bottom of the 3rd.
Including Sabathia, Cliff Lee, Corey Kluber, Shane Bieber.
That was a strike, man.
Missed with it.
I know sometimes, like if I was a pitcher, something like they hit the ball and shit out there, and the outfielder drops it, or like an infielder just like drops like a routine ground or something like that, they'll be like, damn, man, like that should be an out. Like this, let's see. Okay, you got him. Yeah. All right, y'all. It's about NFL time. Seattle and San Francisco.
You're rare.
Good morning, guys. So much of this channel is about getting into other people's lives, different styles of living. So today we're going to go to a town here in Alaska, a very remote place, through a tunnel, under a glacier. On the other side is a building. In that building is all of the town's residents, the post office, the market, the school, everything self-contained. Let's go on a little adventure here to Whittier, Alaska.
So y'all know, anyone that was paying attention to like Hurricane Milton stuff, so like the you know that Riverboat Dan, like that dude that like refused to leave his boat. Like they had him all on CNN. They were interviewing him and stuff. Like they were trying to get him to like leave his boat because he said he was just gonna camp out in his boat and wait out the storm and all that stuff, right? And like everyone just like started like thinking dude was all cool and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Was feeling all like sorry for him and stuff. Come to find out, dude, guess they're saying he's a lifelong criminal. This Joe Lieutenant Dan Malinowski. So they're saying, I guess they were throwing dude a bunch of money, like $40,000. And said Dan attempted, so this guy says Dan attempted to set a woman on fire, and this is also who they decided to help. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah. Hold on, let me click on this video. Said, leave sailboat in Hurricane. Milton once arrested over claim he tried to set woman on fire. There are mugshots of this dude, too, yep. Joseph Manowowski. Yep. Lieutenant Dan survived Hurricane Milton in his 20-foot boat after refusing to evacuate. Now he's being offered a $2 million deal. Wow. I'm guessing he was, he tried to set a woman on fire or whatever. Yeah, Dan Malinowski. And people are throwing in money and stuff. That's crazy as hell. Hey, baby, you know that Riverboat Dan or whatever, like the homeless, well, he looks homeless, that said he was going to survive the hurricane and all that, the Lieutenant Dan?
Yeah.
You know he tried to set a woman on fire?
Oh, okay.
He has like this long criminal history and stuff.
Probably why he didn't want to go to the shelter.
Oh. Because, yeah, and it's real, too. They got all his little prison photos and the mug shots right there and stuff like that. And they offered dude a $2 million kick deal and a $100,000 boat. Dan attempted to set a woman on fire, and this is who they decided to help. Yeah, they gave him $40,000.
Wow.
And he was all on TikTok and stuff like that. CNN was interviewing him. Remember, we were watching it. And they were trying to get dude to get off his boat and stuff.
Yes.
Because the police were talking about going down there and arresting him. Yeah, dude, yep. Dude got rich off everyone. That's crazy. Yep. Lieutenant Dan Malinowski gave him they gave his ass $40,000, yep. Dude was out here trying to set women on fire and shit. Wow. But basically, moral of the story is just, before you start throwing money and stuff to people, make sure you know, you know what I'm saying, what they've been up to. Let's see what this is about.
Dozens of other black towns have been. For the past couple years, more Americans have become familiar with the story of the Tulsa Race Massacre, where a white mob burned a vibrant black community to the ground, which is crazy. Even crazier, dozens of other black towns have been erased off the American map, not by burning them down, but by hiding them underwater. This is Lake Lanier. It's a lake in Forsyth County, Georgia, where people go swimming and boating and fishing and do a bunch of other lakey things. But before it was Lake Lanier, it was a town called Oscarville, Georgia. Now, Oscarville was a thriving, predominantly black community with a church, a school, and dozens of homes. Until the year 1912, when a very bad thing happened. Oh, two very bad things. In 1912, two black teenagers were accused of rape. They were tried, convicted, and sentenced to death in a single day. And after they were executed, a mob of white men terrorized, drove out, or killed all the black people in the surrounding area.
Damn.
And they did that until the entire black community of Oscarville disappeared. The county went from having over 1,000 black residents in 1912 to 0 in 1920. That story is so sad, it makes this story look like a comedy. After the black community had been run off, the white people of Forsyth County said, you know what we could use? A big old lake. So they made one, right where the town of Oscarville had just been. They flooded the area and literally covered up the entire town with water. This is what it looks like right now. But the town is still under there. The homes and churches and schools, they're still down there. And now people go boating on top of them.
That's nuts. I'm hoping Chelsea wins Big Brother too.
Yeah, but still, you're out there. Okay, you get into trouble.
Because I'm out there don't mean I'm doing something.
No, not necessarily. But there's peer pressure, okay? And there's times when you're bored and shit don't have nothing to do and just say, well, let me do this or let me do that. And that's the very time you get into trouble. It's easy to get into, but it's hard as hell to get out of. All right, but I'm tired of telling you that. You keep saying you know, but you're still doing the same shit over and over. Yeah, right. But listen, let me tell you something. You got to get where I've been.
I'm only human.
Okay, you're right. And so am I, son.
Yeah. Niggas brought golfs and rabbits, went up north with habits, and then turned from boss to average. Can't afford, then you ain't got what it costs to have it. When a loved one or family member's loss is tragic, digging in my pocket trying to find a knot. Moved the little minor rock, 'cause they was only scrapping on a minor block. Playing in the building, the transforming pain into millions, off dimes of chocolate. What a feeling. High top Harlems with the straps still on them. No baggies, capsules, wrestling and slap skills. Everybody busted. Fried bologna sandwich with the mustard. Shit, either you ate it or you flushed it. Think about it, those were the best days. On the phone with Shorty while you ironing your clothes for the next day.
Live.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Hope you enjoyed today's podcast. And look forward to the weekend. One more sleep till the weekend. It's eviction day. It's football day.
We gotta get our picks in.
Gotta get our picks in.
We haven't even thought of it.
It's starting to get nice fall weather.
Yeah. That smell.
Yeah, different smells outside. So, with that being said, be kind to others. Be generous with your time and love. And
check in on a family member, maybe.
And take care of yourself. Have a good one.
Peace. Good morning, baby.
Morning.
Ooh. How'd you sleep so far?
Okay.
Did Chewy come in there and start jumping on you? No? Yeah, they both were out. Took a nice long walk. Charlie didn't poop. Chewy did. Peed a bunch of times out there. Yeah. Are you laying back down, or do you want some coffee?
No, I'm laying back down.
Okay. Yeah, so how's everyone doing this morning? You know, we're doing well. You know what they need to do, though? They need to lower our rent because it's loud as hell out there. Between the police coming through or the ambulances or whatever it is, and then like all these canoers, and because they're loud when they come through here rowing in that water.
Oh, the rowers.
Yeah, and then just all the construction.
Yeah.
You know, because they're building more condos across the street or whatever, so it's constantly just...
I'm hoping that once, like, the Holton Street Bridge is done, it'll be less noisy, because that's a constant hum.
Exactly. Michelle's watching the Weather Channel, y'all. I'm just going to see the aftermath now of
right.
what Milton did. But see, the other part of it, it doesn't even matter that it wasn't that bad. They just had one 2 weeks ago. So you're just piling on to the stuff, you know what I mean?
Right.
So just, you know, just because it wasn't a 5 or ended up being a 4 or whatever, it's still causing damage because there was one, you know, shit hasn't even dried from the last one yet, from Helene or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's going to be crazy, but they said the tornadoes kill some people. See, listen to this. And I know they got to do the construction, but like with the road construction, I wish they would do that. And I don't want to hear, oh, well, it's late at night. Like, people work third shift. There's tons of people that do third shift stuff. They should be out repairing or fixing the roads or doing whatever they're doing at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Because there's just less traffic. I mean, there's cars out and about, but still, the traffic is way less.
They should for sure be starting at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Because like yesterday on the way home, how that one dump truck just backed all out right in the middle over there by a Golden Mile.
And that guy, he didn't necessarily tell me to stop.
No.
He had told that other car to stop, and I was like, well, should I stop?
Right.
And thank God I did, because the truck pulled out.
Exactly. Yeah, and they're just doing it, and then them trucks, they move very slow. Yeah. So then now you got all this traffic build up. But I just wish they picked better times to do this stuff. I know that might be sounding picky, but you can't be doing that right at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right in front of a school. School's letting out.
And why don't they work on Saturdays?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, but they're out here fixing, they're fixing up Holden Street Bridge. I think they came through here and were cleaning the river or something yesterday or doing something because they had that big ass, I don't even know how to describe it, and it was just slowly just going across the water. And I think maybe that was some kind of cleaning.
Get the garbage out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe it sucks the garbage up and stuff from underneath. Maybe there's some kind of vacuum.
Cans, bags.
Huh?
Cans, bags, shit like that.
So Hurricane Milton right now is it's a Category 1. So everything is being pushed back out into the water. But yeah, remember we were saying we wonder what them fish and the stuff do? They just go deeper. They go deeper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. And they say a lot of the fish that are near, they can sense. They'll be knowing already ahead of time, and then they just go deeper. Saying, because we were wondering, I'm damn, that's got to be unsettling for them, but they just go deeper. But they can't, some sharks and stuff like that, they can only go so deep, though. Because if some fish only go so deep, they can only go so deep. Yeah. So, it ain't like they could go down there and stay down there forever. Because I think, is it the deeper you go, the colder the water is, too.
Yeah.
So, because I remember seeing that on, Shark Week or some shit like that. But shout out orcas, the killer whales, the black whales. They kill the great whites. All right, y'all. So it says abandonment during Hurricane Katrina. So while there is no official death count for prisoners that were left behind, 517 were later registered as unaccounted for by Human Rights Watch. That's crazy. On August 29, 2005, here, baby. On August 29, 2005, when Hurricane Katrina, an extremely destructive and deadly Category 5 hurricane, struck the Gulf Coast, the staff of Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office abandoned the jail, leaving roughly 650 prisoners in their cells with no access to food, water, or ventilation for days. Deputies returned to the Orleans Parish Prison days later and began evacuating inmates to surrounding areas, which included the Elaine Hunt Correctional Center, the I-10 overpass, and the Broad Street overpass. In over 400 testimonials conducted by the American Civil Liberties Union, prisoners described their experiences during the abandonment, which included exposure to flood water and other elements, hunger, beatings by jail staff and other elements, hunger, beatings by jail staff and other inmates, and other racially charged abuse by jail staff. While there is no official death count for prisoners that were left behind, 517 prisoners were later registered as unaccounted for by Human Rights Watch. Between April 2006 and April 2014, the Times Pica Union reports 44 inmate deaths, including 7 unaccounted deaths, referring to inmates released shortly before their deaths. Since the report, there have been 5 additional fatalities, bringing the total. Oh, that's separate. I mean, I guess that's something you'll never be able to find out.
Right. Like, did people die?
Because that one lady on the thing was saying that some people were saying that they were, that they were just shooting them or whatever.
Saving them.
Huh? Yeah, instead of trying to save them. Because you know they're going to drown, you know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody going to go looking for them no more. And just, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be surprised.
I watched a YouTube thing of some abandoned prison or jail.
We did, it was like some YouTube dude.
Yeah.
And then he was like all up in the prison, right? It was abandoned. He was walking around in there. Yeah, I remember that. Because when I was reading the story, I was thinking about that. Wow. I smell ground beef. Like somebody, hamburger, cooking it on high.
Somebody had walked in on food.
Oh, really? Man, I got on the elevator when I got back earlier. Man, the elevator stunk like weed. I mean, it smelled like somebody was just, had a pound. It smelled like somebody just, had a pound of weed and just, opened the bag up and was just standing in the elevator for, 10 minutes with it. I mean, it was, they must have just got off the elevator. I was like, damn, man. I guess people got that. No. Leisure time, coming down the Milwaukee River. Nah, but for real though, that's good exercise and good activity especially to start your day off. Because I ain't gonna lie, when I did that boot camp, we got up at 5:45 every morning and exercised, and then went right to breakfast. No, we worked out, showered, and then went to breakfast. And I felt good, I felt energized for the rest of the day, you know what I mean? Because we had to stay up all day. We were up from 5:45 to 8:30 at night. They're out there in them rows, kayaking. Hi, Marley. Marley just said good morning. No, but yeah, when I was in that boot camp, we got up at 5:45 every morning. The sergeant came in there, click them lights on, screaming and yelling, get up. You had to jump up out that rack. They don't call it no bunk bed or no bed. In that kind of environment, they call it a rack. Yep, you had to jump up out that rack like the place was on fire. You couldn't just nonchalantly get up, crawl out of bed, say, oh, let me get 5 more minutes, and you had to jump out that bed. Get up, get dressed, all that shit. Wash up, get all your little laundry together. You had to shave, shit, shower, all that stuff. Straighten your area, make your rack. I mean, your bed, well, I'll just call it a bed for now, but like your stuff had, like, you needed to be able to bounce a quarter off that thing. It had to be made a certain way too. Y'all know that. Yep. Like the corner, all that stuff. Like your locker, like your little wall locker where you keep your little shirts and pants and socks and your hygiene products and all that stuff had to be spotless. Because you got tested on that stuff. When you got tested, like they would check your razors. If your razor had a speck of hair in it, it was no good. It had to look like it was just bought from the grocery store and brought up and out the pack. Your toothbrush had to look like it was just bought. You had to like clean it, wash it, clean it out and stuff, dry it. Your soap dish couldn't have no film in it, none, not a speck. It has to look like you just bought a soap dish from the store and just took it out the pack. Your toothpaste had to be, squeezed and rolled up to the top. You know what I mean? How you squeeze it to that couldn't be any film around the top of it or none of that stuff. I'm not exaggerating. Anyone that's been in the military or has done boot camp or whatever, like, at least that's how they tested us, because we got tested on that stuff. It's called evals. Because they tested us on physical fitness, and then like your classes, group, and all that, and then they tested you on like your locker, like all your stuff has to be folded a certain way, your bed, all of that stuff. How you're participating in class, all of that, man. Your belt had to be rolled a certain way. Like they would come by and inspect your little wall locker, and like they would take a pen or a pencil and they would just like run it across the edge, and if the pencil touched any item and moved it, that's a fail, because you have to have your stuff all lined up, all that. I'm not exaggerating. That shit is meticulous. But yeah. But I was just making the correlation because I'll be seeing these people out here rowing, on them teams, because Michelle said that's like team stuff or whatever. That's good exercise though. Because when you're done with that, you feel like rejuvenated. You feel it's like a good day to your start, a good start to your day. But that's what we would do. We'd work out every morning at 5:45. They'd have us doing push-ups, sit-ups, mountain climbers, jackknives, bends and thrusts, all that stuff. And then, as a matter of fact, on a side note, there's an obstacle course at the boot camp I was at. There's an obstacle course behind it, right? Because it used to be an old military base before it turned into a boot camp place or whatever. Y'all can check that out. It was called St. Croix Correctional Center. It was in New Richmond, Wisconsin. That's where it was at. Y'all can go and Google it and look it up. Yep, I participated in that challenge incarceration program. Graduated in 04 or 03. Oh, it was either 03 or 04, one of the two. And then, but they had us doing all of that. Jackknives, mountain climbers, and all that stuff. And then, but they had an obstacle course in the back of the place, right? And then it was on a weekend one day. They just, because you were in individual squads, right? Like my squad, we were squad 7. So each like group, each counselor had, their own squad. So it was squad 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on, you know what I mean? So one day they let us all compete against each other on the obstacle course, right? And you do it in twos. So each squad, because you only have, I think there were like 9 or 10 people in our squad or whatever it was. It was smaller groups. And that lets you know how intense the programming is. And like the alcohol and drug, that's what they call it, AODA. You know what I mean? Alcohol and other drug or needs assessment or whatever it's called. But yeah. So, you know, you would go, we're basically competing against squads. So I ended up, everyone, like if you lost, you got put out, blah, blah, blah. I was the last person standing. It was me and this other cat from another squad. And I ended up beating him because it was me and him. We were the last two, left. And me and him went against each other and I beat dude. And he was like about 10 years younger than me too. Because when I did that boot camp, I was in my early 30s. Yeah. Something like that. And I won because, as a matter of fact, Sergeant Thompson, shout out Sergeant Thompson. I'm sure he probably ain't even around there no more, doing that no more. But he let me have, because like in boot camp, you don't get no rest. You're up from 5:45 in the morning till 8:30 at night. And then you get the last little like 20 minutes to like make a phone call, write a letter, have a one-on-one conversation with somebody or whatever if you choose. And that's it. You don't get to sit down. There's no breaks. There's no resting. There's none of that shit. You are up. You're either on work crew, you're in group, you're in school, you're doing, or you're doing something. There's no breaks. There's no, okay, everyone get 30 minutes, go. There's none of that shit. Because even when there is downtime and there is nothing going on, they have you all sitting in the barracks, like reading or whatever. And this is the last thing that's crazy. I'll say real quick. I got off on what I was saying, but like when you make a phone call, at least the one I was at, when you make a phone call, and things may have changed now. I heard it's not quite as intense as anymore. But when I was there, like when you made your phone call, you had to read all the numbers off. Like for example, like when I went up to make my phone call, I'd have to say, when I'm dialing the number, I'd have to say the numbers out loud. 4, sir. 1, sir. 4, sir. 5, sir. 5, sir. 5, sir. And so on and so forth. Yep. Not exaggerating. You had to do all that. Like if you, and people that have listened to, because I did an episode probably a few months ago already, maybe longer than that. But like even if you have to use a bathroom, you have to ask. Number 1, number 2 head call. You got to go up there, sir, inmate Johnson requesting permission to speak, sir. And they'd be like, what do you want, inmate Johnson? Be like, sir, may I make a number 2 head call? That means you got to take a shit. And then they'll say, yeah, you got 4 minutes or whatever. And then you got to go. And then when you're done, you got to come back, report back saying you're done. I'm dead serious. Yeah. You're not just walking around freely. You don't talk. There's no talking. There's no talking. I don't care if you have an itch on your face and you need to scratch it. You got to ask. I am not exaggerating, not one bit. You have to ask permission to scratch your damn face. If you have anything you need to say, I don't care what it is. If you want to ask anything, you have to ask. It's not like even in just regular prison where you just pretty much, come and go as you want. And, in a medium, you're behind a fence, you know what I'm saying? But you have a key to your room, you move around, you talk freely like you are do on the street. But in boot camp, man, there's no talking, none of that. Someone fucks up, gets some consequences, you may have to do them. They'll be having group consequences and all that. But anyways, yeah, they used to physically, because we would get physical tests would be like, I believe every 2 or every 3 weeks, and we got scored on that, and that all went into your score towards moving up, levels, towards your graduation and shit. You had to fulfill all of that stuff. But yeah, that was an experience, but it was 6 months. But I don't even know how I got off talking about boot camp. Oh, it was because I saw the roars out here, because it was dark when I started this conversation about it. Hi, Marley. And now the light has come out. But you know, seeing them out here doing that all early in the morning, I'm like, man, but it made me just think back to like having to get up all early in the morning, it's still pitch black outside. Yeah, out there in New Richmond. We were damn near by Minnesota. Because when I graduated, I took the Greyhound home. Because you don't know when you're getting released. You graduate, and then they send your paperwork out and all that stuff to get, you know, all that stuff signed and all that. Because it's got to go back to the judge. Because they got to know you completed it. They have to sign it and all that stuff. Your residence has to get approved, where you're going and all that shit, right? And my mother worked during the day back then. And I didn't know, you don't know when you're getting released. When you get released, they just come tell you. It might be in the morning, in the afternoon, or none of that. So I didn't want her to just have to just take off and just fly up to New Richmond, Wisconsin, which was like a 5.5 hour drive. So I wanted to make sure I'd be able to leave when it was time to go. So I was just like, I'll just take the Greyhound. You know what I mean? So anyways, when I graduated, they took me to the Greyhound station out there in Hudson. That shit was like maybe 15 minutes off the Minnesota border, I believe, or give or take. It was not that far off. Yep. But that was crazy out there. Let's get a little music going, y'all.
Let's go, machine. Yeah. Couple niggas living the good life. Couple niggas living the hood life. Catch a body and get the hood stripes. Get knocked for the body and...
Kind of zone you be in. It's your fucking business. That's what you gotta tell me. It's your life, dog. Not theirs. That's all that counts. You know?
Life full of pain. How can I complain when everybody around me probably feels the same? You could count the stops on the train, but you couldn't count the drops in the rain. Not even when it drizzled. A lot of niggas had fire, seen the shit fizzle. From no dedication to the craft. Before rap, I had dedication to the ass. See the weed dealer make the medication last. It's like I'm bugging out, I'm on a meditation fast. Room full of killers, show hesitation last. Nothing stop niggas like a devastating blast. It could be bulletproof, we still penetrating glass. There's nothing you could do with them. Never try to ruin them. Split personality, one ghost to two of them. Been made my vows to the streets, I'm renewing them. Yeah, I'm playing bass, but pick a rapper, I'll be chewing them.
If I ever die, feel the realness in my soul. While I'm still alive, I'm still moving in my zone. Made a fortune off of hustling, still thugging to the bone. They can't do nothing with me, just some shit that I knew.
They also want the authority to go to Milwaukee County, which runs its own housing voucher program.
Brewers leaders will put a focus on the off-season today at a press conference.
So they're saying here in Milwaukee, the mayor and I guess the common council are fighting over who should control or run the Section 8 program here in Milwaukee. What y'all think? Anyone that's listening? Guess I haven't really thought about that, if I'm being brutally honest. I feel like, why don't they have, speaking of that, well, it's a little off topic. Well, kind of, it's relatable, I guess. Because, as a matter of fact, I wanted to talk about this. I think me and Michelle, as a matter of fact, Michelle and I, my bad. It's always ladies first, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Michelle and I, though, we had talked about, remember when the Northridge stuff was going on? Well, it's still going on. Like the deconstruction of it or whatever, or who's buying it, who's selling it, who's going to do what with it, what's the plan, what's the idea, and all that, right? Like, so, me personally, what I thought would have been a good idea, and I don't know, like, you know, I'm not an architect, I'm not a building planner or all that kind of stuff, so I don't know, like, how everything would exactly work, you know what I mean? But just the basic idea, excuse me, I think sounds good. Like, what if that Northridge area, that whole, because that's a big space. Especially once once all of that building comes down and just all of it is like rubble, you'll see how even bigger the land is. You know what I mean? But my idea was turn it into a community, literally. You could have literally everything. Like, you would have to rebuild, obviously, but you could turn it into literally housing, you know, like condos, like nice, good ones, good material, not cheap material that's going to start eroding and just, you know, willowing away as the years go by. Because, like, on a side note, Michelle and I, like, we not debate, but we disagree on, like, for people that are listening from Milwaukee, like West Lawn. Shout out West Lawn, though. I used to go to school over there. I went to John Muir for middle school, John Muir Eagles. Because if you're from Milwaukee, because, like, I went to Browning Elementary, Browning Bumblebees. I played on the basketball team there and stuff. I'm like having like flashbacks now, because we used to go to our games. We had our games on like Saturday mornings, and then our games. Now that I think about it, I don't know why we didn't just play the games at our schools. We had a gym, but we used to go to North Division and play Saturday mornings at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. The games were. Those were the days. But yeah, my idea, getting back to my idea, would be to literally have like condos, you know, basically apartments and stuff like that. Nice material, good material. Because I was telling Michelle, like, I feel like West Lawn, because they rebuilt that and stuff. And although it does look decent, I'm not saying it looks shitty, but you can tell, like the material that they built it with is not like, and I'm not saying everything needs to be top of the line, but you can tell it's not like the best stuff or the highest quality stuff. You know what I mean? So to me, I feel like, you know, another 5 years from now, I think you'll be able to just see the physical change just because of the cheaper material from the weather and just whatever else, right? Because when they build stuff in Shorewood and Fox Point and Whitefish Bay and all this stuff like that, when they put up condos and apartment buildings and stuff like that, or any kind of business, they use good-ass material and stuff, from the wood to the paint to the whatever, right? They make sure that shit looks good and that it's sturdy and well made and all that shit. That's what I was just saying. I feel like sometimes when things get built in Milwaukee, like in the city, like sometimes, and I may be sounding petty, but I don't think so. I think all of the stuff should be good, like great quality. If you're spending millions of dollars, make sure it lasts. You know what I'm saying? But my idea was you would have houses, you would have, like I said, condos, apartments and stuff like that. You would have school. You would have like a school in there. It could be, you know, kindergarten. Like you could have a couple different schools or whatever, you know, however that will work, you know, whatever grade to whatever grade, you know. You would have that in there. You would have a bank in there. You would have some kind of hospital. I mean, it obviously wouldn't be like a huge hospital, but it could be a decent size. You know what I mean? So you could have like a, you know, a decent little size hospital in there, a grocery store, like all of the essential things that one would need or a family would need. You know what I mean? And one, if they wanted to, and I think it should be by choice, could do like, you know how you have ACH or whatever it's called, like automatic bill pay. You know what I mean? like it's automatically, like wherever you work, like it's connected. Like when you get paid, the money automatically comes out and goes to whatever bill it is you're paying. So that way you don't have a chance to spend the money, you know, versus like you getting a paper, you know, or what they call a live check. I don't even know if people do that anymore, but, you know, a paper check and you go cash it, because then there's potential for you to spend and not pay bills. I did that when I first got out of prison. So I thought it would be helpful, you know what I mean? Because I don't have the best track record with money. I'm better, I'm way better now and stuff. Just, you know, but when I was younger, oh my God. It'd be bills time. Instead of paying the rent, I'd be buying stupid shit. You know what I mean? But, yeah, but you could have, like, all of that kind of stuff in there, right? I wouldn't say, I would lean against a gas station just because of, you know, potential explosion or something like that, or just something crazy happening. You wouldn't want that in there. Someone accidentally or, you know, drives and, like, runs into it and it blows up or something. You wouldn't want that to happen. So, but you could have, you know, a couple gas stations, you know, kind of like right outside of it. And what else was I thinking? You know, just whatever else, you know, the essential stuff that you would need in there. Because as a matter of fact, I saw an episode on, shout out Peter Santinello. He has a YouTube page. As a matter of fact, y'all should check that out. He did an episode. He came here to Milwaukee. I think this was like last year already sometime. He came here to Milwaukee, and his that episode got like over 1 million views, I believe. But he came to Milwaukee, and, you know, he got in touch with, I wish he would have got in touch with, you know, a black person or even someone Latin that would be able to talk about what's really going on in the city more, just like all of it, the good and the bad and stuff. But he, you know, that was the only thing I didn't like about it. Like, and I'm not saying anything bad about white people, but he reached out to this white dude that, you know, has some knowledge about the city or whatever, and then he was like speaking on, like, because Santinello was asking him about, you know, crime and all that kind of stuff and the hood and all that, because they went through there a little bit and all that stuff. And so the white guy was giving him his opinion on why crime is the way it is and all, you know, and all that from a white person's point of view. So I think that's watered down. You know what I mean? Because you can't be talking about, and he was talking about black crime. You know, he didn't mention that there's white crime, that there's, you know, all that, you know what I mean? He was like just talking about the city. So it would have been nice to have him, you know, have interviewed somebody black, because they could have talked about all of that, what goes into it, why things the way they are, instead of just saying Milwaukee's a shithole, you know, stuff like that. So I kind of didn't like that, but other than that, it was good. But anyways, check that out. He did an episode about Milwaukee. But anyways, yeah. But he did an episode also where, and I think it's in Alaska actually somewhere. I believe there's one in Alaska, and I forgot, there's another state where they do that too, where they literally have everything that a person would need to do in life. Like anything is all in this one big ass building. But the only thing with that one that I didn't like, they have a jail in there too, and I don't agree with that. You shouldn't have a jail in that kind of environment. I don't think it helps. But you know what I'm saying? And they were thriving. There were people living in it. They had, like I said, a grocery store. They had apartments. They had a bank in there, a hospital. They had all of that stuff right in one building. You didn't even have to go anywhere if you didn't want to. I think they had a small little like diner, restaurant in there too, and shit. And yeah, a little library in there. Yeah, you could have all of that. You know, with that Northridge land, yeah, you could put a little library there or something if you needed to. And that would employ a lot of people, because you would need to have people working at the bank. You would need to have people working in the apartment building or the condos. You would need to have people working in the school. You would need to have people working in the grocery store that you'd have in there, and the hospital and all that. You'd have to have people maintaining the place. You know what I mean? Whatever. Right? And how cool would that be? You basically be working and living there. You wouldn't have to go anywhere. You wouldn't have to worry about a vehicle, which means you wouldn't have to be spending money on gas or worrying about spending money on repairs if something goes wrong with your car. You know what I mean? Just saying, I think it's generally basic. I think it's a good idea. Like I said, I don't know all the super details and stuff like that, but I had thought about that, and I don't know what they're actually planning to do with Northridge. I know they finally started tearing it down, but yeah, but shout out Northridge. That used to be my mall. You know, I remember that. Yeah, I remember my mother, my stepfather, and me and my brother. We would go to like the little movies in Northridge, go shopping and stuff. Remember Toys R Us across the street, TGIF Fridays. What else was over there? Oh, y'all remember they had Chi Chi's was over there. They had a Target over there. What else? Oh, remember Noise Pool? I'm just going all now reminiscing. Noise Pool. That's where me and my brother used to go swim at Noise. Yeah. All right, y'all. But yeah, I was just brainstorming that idea. But I hope everyone's doing okay. It's Thursday. I don't even know if I say good morning. It's Thursday. It's NFL Week 6 starts today. Michelle and I are home today. So, you know what I mean? I was scheduled to work, but I had to work yesterday on my day off. So basically I just switched. So, and Michelle's going to work from home today. And what else? Yeah, that's it. Don't mind me talking a little lower because she's still asleep. So, you know, she doesn't have to get up. So I like to try to be a little quiet because, you know, like I get up real early, take the dogs out and stuff like this. Really, I'm saying this for people that might just be freshly listening. And I think it's relatable because everyone, if you have pets, you take your pets out, you feed your pets, you do all that stuff. So it ain't like I'm, you know what I mean? Shout out Collectivo Coffee. Yeah, but for anyone that might have that's listening, that's from Kamala Harris's team, the Tim Walz team, come holler at DVJ&MICHELLE, Cold World Podcast. You know what I mean? They said they're doing podcasts and stuff like that. Come do ours. From Milwaukee, you know what I'm saying? And we'll just ask a few questions. And but no one can say that Kamala's not doing interviews, that she's not putting herself out there. She's been like on a lot of shows. She was on that one girl's podcast. I forgot what the name of it is. She was on Howard Stern. She was on The View. She called in to CNN yesterday during the hurricane stuff, during the middle of the day. She called in and she was talking to that Dana Bash. Yeah, so that's leadership to me. Yeah, that's why I could never understand, like, why. That's why I was saying that is my one. I do believe that Kamala is going to pull this victory out. But my slight concern still is, you know, is the country ready for a woman president? Just in general, just a woman in general. Because look, if you look at history, which are facts now, there's never been a woman president. Hillary didn't win. She lost to Donald Trump, someone that wasn't a politician, is never any of that stuff. It was a TV personality and a pageant show creator or whatever he did, and had a TV show and had failed businesses and casinos. You know what I mean? She lost to him. And some of that had to do with just because she was a woman. People don't see women as tough and all that. But, like, why do you have, like, being president doesn't entail you having to be physically tough. You're not fighting other leaders, like physically having fights with other leaders and all that. So, like, what is that? See, that's just a stereotype. And that shows you just how much this work, like, you know, here in the United States, how in true reality, overall, I said overall, I didn't say all, but for the most part, people don't like, or not like I say, don't truly respect women or black and brown people. We've had one black president, and we've never had a woman president. Out of what? 46 presidents now? Come on. Come on. You know what I'm saying? It's only 3 o'clock in the morning, y'all. That's what I was saying. They're going to protect downtown by any means. You know what I mean? Because when you hear those sirens, like, someone's in need of assistance. Whether it's something have to do with a police situation or a fire truck or an ambulance, or, you know, someone's in need of help. So, yep, that shit literally woke me up. Well, I fell asleep probably a little bit after 9. I think I went to bed about 9:30 actually. So, what's that? 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, something. Yeah. A little under 6 hours of sleep. Yeah, I was just up thinking about that New Orleans stuff and that Katrina stuff and all that. And talking about like that lady that they had interviewed, she was saying that potentially like a lot of inmates had got shot and killed and stuff like that. I think that number of like 5,000 or whatever it is, that's like ridiculously high. So that's probably not even like legit. I'm gonna assume that was a typo, because there's no way that like 5,000 or 50,000 or whatever the number was got shot. You know, inmates. That's almost unbelievable, but who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean? But there definitely was inmates and prisoners that were shot and killed and stuff like that. That is a fact. I just think the numbers are inflated. So they do have, because I'm gonna keep looking into that. You know what I mean? Because I had never heard that story before, you know, because at first I was like, when you're talking about all those amount of people that got shot, the inmates and prisoners and stuff like that, but I do know that it is a fact that they got left behind and shit, and I know the corrections officers were like fucking bailing out and shit and just leaving. I mean, either way, they let inmates die by, you know, in big numbers. Because if you're dipping, you're leaving the prison and shit, I'm sure there were thousands of inmates in the prison. So, let's see. Post-Katrina shootings. Okay. So I'm just looking up, said yes, prisoners were shot during Hurricane Katrina and some also escaped from jail. Some prisoners were shot after escaping from jail by breaking through walls. I ain't gonna lie to you, I would have broke out of there too. The CO didn't bail. The CO said, fuck this, I'm leaving. Preserving my life. I would have too. I would have wanted to preserve my life. But I'm saying, like, if you guys leave, like, people are locked in their cells like they're fucked. How are they going to get out? You know what I mean? You're just leaving them there to die. So I ought to try to get out too, by any means. So it says prisoners were shot during Hurricane Katrina, and some also escaped from jail. Some prisoners were shot after escaping from jail by breaking through walls. Prisoners remained in jail during the hurricane, and during the lack of food and water, rising toxic waters, and a breakdown in order. That's what I was saying, like the COs just did. They're like, F this. It says a white man shot and wounded 3 black men while they were trying to evacuate New Orleans. And then it says, post-Katrina shootings, 5 officers were convicted for shooting and covering up the deaths of several people after Hurricane Katrina. The victims included Susan Bartholomew, a 38-year-old woman whose right arm was torn off. Damn. Leonard, a 44-year-old man who was shot in the leg and back of the head. Lesha, a 17-year-old girl who was shot in the leg and stomach. Jose Holmes, a 19-year-old man who was shot in the face, neck, both arms, hand, and stomach. James Brissett, a family friend who died from his wounds. Ronald Madison, a 40-year-old man with severe mental and physical disabilities who was shot in the back with a rifle. Damn. Let's see. I want to read this. This is from the American Civil Liberties Act. Testimonials from inmates incarcerated. From the Katrina situation. I just woke up, y'all. Forgive me. Testimonials from inmates incarcerated at Orlando Parish Prison during Hurricane Katrina. Inmate number 1 states she was housed in Templeman 5 during Hurricane Katrina. She said she had been incarcerated in OPP for 4 months prior to Hurricane Katrina. When the hurricane hit, inmate number 1 says her dorm quickly filled with chest-high water. She states she was next moved to a smoke-filled dorm where she was housed with male prisoners. She says that the deputies locked her and the other prisoners inside the dorm. While I was sick, Templeman, the deputy, Les, did lock all the doors. I feared for my life. I thought I was going to die. She says she was not fed or given water for 3 days. Inmate number 1 says she was next moved into a room filled with water and made to stay there for 24 hours prior to being moved onto the Interstate 10 overpass. Damn. On the overpass, she states she was ordered not to move or threat of being shot by guards. While on the overpass, she states the fellow prisoners were losing consciousness from hunger and dehydration. She herself was pepper sprayed. And I'll just read what inmate number 2 says. Inmate number 2 says he was housed in Templeman units A3 and D4 during Hurricane Katrina. Inmate number 2 states he was housed in OPP for 2.5 weeks prior to Hurricane Katrina. Inmate number 2 reports that the guards did not stay on their posts. The guards would leave for hours at a time. When the guards would return, they would mace prisoners and shoot them with bean bags. Inmate number 2 reports that he saw 2 dead bodies floating on the first floor medical ward. Wow. Inmate number 2 says he was not given food or water during the hurricane, both while in Templeman and prior to reaching the overpass. Inmate number 2 states he was made to wait in line in water up to his or her neck. While on the overpass, inmate number 2 reports he was not allowed to move around or stretch of the threat of being shot by the guards. Eventually, inmate number 2 and prisoners around inmate number 2 were maced for attempting to stretch their legs. When boarding a bus to leave the overpass, inmate number 2 states that he was pushed and verbally abused by Angola deputies. When getting ready to board the buses, we were pushed and told to hurry up. You bitches by Angola deputy. Damn. So the deputies were telling them to hurry up, get over here, bitch, and calling them on. I wouldn't be surprised if they were shooting them and killing them, the inmates and stuff like that. Who's gonna know? Who's gonna find out? I think that number was inflated. That 5,000 or whatever that was, or 50,000, like that sounds a little ridiculous, but man, it's just, I'm so fascinated with this story now that, like, I want to find out more. You know what I mean? Because that's just straight up, man. That's just, like, how are you? And that just goes to show you how, like, even in the middle of a hurricane, everyone's bailing out, leaving, trying to save themselves and shit like that, but the inmates can't. Well, if you move, I'm gonna shoot you. You know, like they weren't even allowing them to stretch. That just goes to show you, like, how they still, like, man, you gotta pay your debt to society, goddammit. Even in a hurricane, they, you know, in the COs, everyone's leaving. Jail staff, prison staff, everyone's taking off trying to spare themselves. And they're leaving behind, you know, you got to stay in these cells. You're going to do your fucking time. That's crazy. That is craziness that you treat people like that. You know what I mean? In a hurricane, shit would just be like, man, you got out everyone for themselves, man. Yeah, that's kind of crazy to me. All right, shower time, y'all. I'll holler at y'all later.
See, that's hard. Sorry.
How are the customers here?
Most of them have been good. I've had a couple that were kind of upset, but they, at the end of it, they're like, they know that there's nothing I can do, that, you know, it is nature. So we just had to hold together and
yeah, I wish people would be smarter when it comes to, like, not staying and stuff when them hurricanes. I mean, shout out people in Florida though, man, because y'all, but you know, y'all like used to that or whatever, but still, man, you never know when, like, the big one's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? Like that dude that, like, was, like, said he was just gonna stay in his little boat and he didn't care. He was more worried about the little TikTok or whatever. But yeah, that's crazy. But you know, to each his own. You just got to deal with the consequences. You know what I mean? But thankfully, it didn't turn out as bad as it did. But see, and that's the thing, though, you know, because now that's going to give people even more reason to be like, see, we never should have left. We never should have evacuated, blah, blah, blah. So, but if shit would have been worse, they would have been complaining about saying how all was, you know, they weren't better prepared. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, thanks for listening to Thursday's episode, y'all. It is NFL Week 6. And Michelle and I just want to say thank you again to everyone that's listening. Shout out our family. We love y'all. We love y'all. And I think DVJ deserves another cup of coffee. You know? And I think whoever's listening deserves some coffee too, or whatever it is you drink. Some tea, hot chocolate, you know what I'm saying? Abuelita. That's Mexican hot chocolate. Yep, and shout out Guadalajara Restaurant on 10th and Walker here in Milwaukee. If you're here in Milwaukee, go check them out. Authentic, real deal Mexican restaurant. It's like a hole in the wall place, you know what I'm saying? Those would be the best places. Service is always great. It's small. That's the thing about it. Like, that place is very small, but I've never had to wait. Like, because I go there with my mom sometimes, her, my Michelle, or us and Jim, yeah, we've gone there and stuff. You never have to wait for more than a few minutes, if anything. And they only got, like, they don't even have that many tables in there. What is it, maybe like 6 or 7 tables, maybe, even at that. So, yeah, but they got great food. They're way better than Conejitos. Conejitos hasn't been good since I was a teenager. But for, like, people that are just kind of newer to that or kind of just freshly going there, they think it's great. It's really not that. It's really not all that anymore. All right, y'all. Oh, and I like El Rey too, our Mexican store. Shout out El Rey, but they need to change their mop water sometime. When I go on El Rey, it stinks in there. Because I drop stuff off there for my job sometime. It smells when you go in there. Like, I don't know if they're not changing the mop water all the time or something, or maybe it's the fruit, something. But, you know. But other than that, all right, y'all. Oh, and in Wauwatosa here, too. Here in Wisconsin. You know, and I'm going to, man, pisses me off. But, what are you going to do? People are going to be people, but like they're like spray painting Harris and Tim Wall signs. Yeah, because me and Michelle were thinking about getting one, and we were just like, nah, because if somebody were to do that, I'd be pissed. You know? Did you see on the news too that there's people in Wauwatosa, and it's a safe bet to assume it's some white people doing it. They're spraying, spray painting over Harrison wall signs, people's lawn signs. And there's been multiple cases of them. I just saw it on the news this morning. And that's the thing. That's an example right there. And I'm sure someone could be able to find a situation somewhere, but it'd be far and few in between. Find me Walls and Harris supporters that are spray painting Trump signs and stuff just to do it. Now, if it's a situation where maybe a Trump supporter and a Harris supporter might have gotten into it, maybe they're neighbors, and then like they start getting vindictive and start fucking with each other's stuff. Not like that. I'm talking about just in general. You don't see Harris and Wall supporters going around spray painting over Trump signs and do that shit. If anything, we keep our comments to our head like, damn, they're voting for dude. Ugh. And we just keep going. We keep it moving. On the other hand, that's the type of shit they do. And then, too, and that's the stuff Trump does. Like, he says all this negative stuff, all this bull stuff about people. And like we were saying, and then when he goes on these interviews and gets asked these questions, people at the interviewer has to ask them questions because that's the energy, that's the stuff they're putting out there. So when they get interviewed, they have to get asked about it. Whereas Kamala Harris, she's not doing that stuff. So when she gets interviewed, she's not being asked them questions because there's nothing to ask her. They're not having to ask her, why did you say this racial comment? Do you think that was wrong? Or why did you say this about this group of people? Or why are you, people think that was, like, she doesn't have to field them questions because she's not saying that stuff.
Right.
So she can just do a regular interview. So when people are like, she's taking softball questions, no, they're asking her about stuff they're supposed to be asking her about because there's not all this other bullshit she's saying that they have to question her and bring her to task on.
Right.
Like, why don't people just understand that? And then they don't care. Yep. Little own cafe for Michelle. She wants Cool Whip in her coffee. At least 16 killed by Hurricane Milton. Yeah, that one dude though, that one guy that was saying he wasn't going to leave his boat and stuff like that. What was that one? Yeah, come to find out, dude was like, trying to like set some woman on fire and all this stuff like that. And what was that guy's name again? Lieutenant Dan, yeah.
Did Charlie go outside?
Not yet.
Oh.
Yep. I'm going to take the dog out. I'll get your coffee ready, baby. How'd you sleep?
Okay.
Oh, wait, here, let me get the whip. Okay.
today say their homes have lost power. Total damage compared to others.
Hold on. Hi, honey. Yeah, y'all, we're just getting ready for work this morning. It's the last day. Whipped cream and coffee. I've never done that before, but it doesn't sound bad at all. Two scoops.
Well, you know, I have to cut
3
it.
scoops.
You gotta cut it.
You know what? Yeah, you gotta cut my coffee though sometimes because it'll be strong. My coffee will put hair on your chest.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my stepfather used to say that all the time. I don't know why that was a saying, you know. Maybe that was like for like his age group. Maybe that was a saying of theirs. You know what I mean? Like I feel age groups have their own little sayings and stuff, and then just like with music. Like a lot of the rap music that's out today sucks. It all sounds the same. Like
trap rap.
Yeah, like that trap rap, whatever that stuff is. Like that stuff is garbage. It just is. There's like it all sounds the same. Most of the songs sound the same. The rhythm, everything about it, the melody, it all sounds the same. It's like, damn, didn't I just hear that song a few minutes ago? And when they're rapping, they ain't even talking about nothing. I could literally make up a rap song and make up better lyrics just off the top of my head. I could grab a pen and a paper and write some shit down better than what they're saying. There's no creativity into that stuff. The music just doesn't make me think, doesn't make me reflect. I don't learn anything from it. It doesn't make me think about being better or doing better or you know what I mean? Like, I need the music to talk to me or to be relatable. You know what I mean? No one cares about going out to the club and drinking this and doing that and come on, man. I've been there, done all that stuff. But, yep. All right, Charlie, we'll take you outside.
He just pooped.
Oh, did he? All right. Hi, Marley. Hi, honey. Marley just said happy Friday, y'all. All right, y'all, we're going to get going, have some coffee. And
have a good Friday.
Yeah, have a good Friday and enjoy your weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, definitely. Because I'm sure we've all earned it. It's been a long week. Peace. Just want to say everyone enjoy this episode. This will be it until Monday. We've got the football weekend coming up. Stuff like that. So that's it for me until Monday. I'm going to enjoy football and get some rest and relaxation and have some me time. So enjoy. This is a long one too. Today's episode is pretty long. So enjoy that and do something good for somebody. Enjoy the weather and stay safe wherever you're at. Done talking politics for a few days because this stuff's just driving me nuts. So no more political talk until after the race. I'm going to see if I can make that happen. I'm dead serious. I'm so serious. And I'm discouraged by this shit. It's pissing me off. You know, one minute she's winning and then the next day she's losing. I'm sick of looking at polls too. Because this race is about race and I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says. That's how I feel about it. And it's just bothering me to this point. Because all the proof shows that she's not going to win just based off Hillary couldn't win. We've never had a woman president. We've had one black president. Just look at all the shit. Look, all the evidence shows that she's not going to win. Am I rooting for her? Hell yeah. It's obvious. I'm in her corner. That's why I'm so frustrated. But this race is about race, just like every other race is about race. That's how I feel, and I don't care what anybody fucking says.
I feel like even if she wins, there's going to be 800 lawsuits.
Yeah, just all that. Yeah, right. You're going to have to deal with all that if she wins. Right. Yeah. Even if she wins, we're going to have to deal with all the bullshit because they're going to say Yeah. I just wish Trump would just go away, man. I just hope he goes out. In a perfect world, he would just get sentenced to prison and go away, and we could just be done with dude. Yeah. So. Yeah. So y'all, you know, if the downloads and the listens start to go down, I'm cool with that, because for real, I think I'm done talking about politics. Unless Michelle decides she wants to or something comes up that we like clearly need to talk about, I'm going to just kind of try to, or just not quite as much maybe, because this shit is irritating, because I feel like it's a waste of time in a way, because I don't feel like people are, and people know who they're voting for at this point. They're either voting for Kamala, they're either voting for Trump, or they're staying their ass at home. So, yeah. Because I'm just burnt out. I'm just tired of seeing Mexican people telling other Mexican people to go back to Mexico. I'm sick of black people not being on the same page with other black people when it comes to race. And I'm sick of seeing black people voting for Donald Trump and shit when they clearly know he's a racist. It's just like, what's going on? What's in the water? Yeah, I don't know what's up with people these days. I thought if we had nothing else in common, even if we were strangers, I always thought that we just had race, was just we just were on the same page with that. Even if you're someone that lives in Cali and I'm in Wisconsin, like I thought that shit was just, we were just always on the same page with that. But it doesn't seem like that no more. And it's discouraging. Yeah. People are more worried about their pocketbook than values and race and just who you are, man. From the second you came out your mother's pussy, sorry, I'm upset. And when I heard that Mexican tell that other Mexican to go back to Mexico, I was like, oh man, this world is fucked up. This world is fucked up.
And just that people believe his lies. Like,
some believe him, some probably don't, but they don't care because that's their guy, you know. That's why I say it's just about race. Because it's proven when you have white people saying that they don't like the comments, they don't like the stuff he says, but they're going to vote for him. That's race. That's their teammate. You know what I mean? That's what that is. Well, all the evidence points to that. Values just, I don't know, maybe it's an older person thing. Maybe it's this new wave of people or something, like maybe it's younger people and some like 30-year-olds and late 30-year-olds and early, maybe they haven't experienced like just the brutal racism. Maybe no one's ever called them a nigger, or maybe no, you know what I'm saying? Because like when you're young, when we're young, you know, when you're young, unless someone's literally saying, like, you may not experience it. You may not have someone call you the N-word, or you may not. So if that's not literally happening to you, you may just excuse racism, act like it's not around anymore. Right. Because you don't understand all the systemic stuff and all how all that works. So unless someone's calling you a nigger to your face, you know what I mean? We act like racism isn't here. Racism's always going to be here as long as people got eyes and a brain. Because you can't get people to change their minds. That's the hardest thing to do ever in life, is to get somebody to admit, say they were wrong, or just about anything. We're stubborn people. We're selfish people. In general, we are. We'll argue about anything as people. We'll argue about sports, music, politics, religion. So, you know, to each his own, but like I was once told, you know what I mean? You gotta, whatever you decide to do, make sure you can live with that decision. Right. That's, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whatever you decide to do, you're going to have to live with that decision. Make sure before you choose, make sure that you're willing to live with the decision you make, that you're making. So, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Donald Trump gave them a huge tax break and wants to give them another one. Rich as hell. Well, I'm not rich as hell. Kamala Harris will cut taxes for working people and make billionaires and
See, like, all that sounds good, but, like, is that white guy really going to vote for her when the time comes? White women, are they really going to vote for her when the time comes? Are they going to do it? Are they going to let their husbands, their white adult male husbands and boyfriends talk them out of it? Are we voting for Trump in this house? I don't care. We vote Trump in this house. When you move out this house, you can vote for Trump. That's what I mean. You can vote for whoever you want to. So yeah. Yeah, people don't be caring about. Yeah, they're drinking this. They're trying this Dua Lipa drink creation. It's Diet Coke, pickles, and jalapenos. My brother and I were doing that shit when we were kids. We used to play this game. Like, we would literally like one person, you could just combine anything you want out the fridge, and the other person had to try it.
That's funny.
Like, we would put, like, mustard, ketchup, just whatever, right? You would combine stuff, and then the person would just have to not drink it, but just take a sip or whatever, yep. Yeah. So this stuff, what they're doing, we were doing that when we were kids, y'all.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's. I don't even remember some of the stuff we used to mix. Yeah, that's crazy. Maybe that's why I don't get sick hardly anymore. But yeah, they had jalapeno, milk, and pickles, and Diet Coke. Yeah, that's a. You'll be having a poop literally while you're drinking that. Yeah, that's gonna tear your little stomach lining right up. And Diet Coke ain't good for you. People at Diet Coke, that shit still got sugar in it. Yeah. He just killed a gnat. Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, he just went. And they were like, what are you doing? He's like, I just killed a bug.
A fruit fly or gnat or whatever. Yeah. So it's 53 today. So I guess today's our last day of nice weather or whatever, and then it's going to be. But yeah. All right, y'all, we're going to get out of here. Enjoy this episode. But no, for real, this will be it until Monday, though. Because we got a lot going on. We got the baseball, football, stuff like that. And we're just going to rest and relax and try to have a mental holiday. No politics weekend for me. Yeah, because I'm discouraged. Maybe if I fall back for a few days and then look at the numbers on Monday. Like, actually, I'm just sick of looking at polls because in reality, they don't even really mean nothing. I mean, they do, you know what I mean? Because there's just so many of them, and it's just like, at this point, it's just like, just go vote. I'm sick. Like, I want to see the real numbers. But yeah, so I'm done looking at polls because they're discouraging. 1 minute it's up, next day it's like what happened in 24 hours? So, and I'm just sick of all the lies that Trump and all his people. So you can't ever get them to admit or answer any questions. Or I'm sick of that. I can't go lie on a job application. I can't go lie on any kind of paperwork or anything legal that I would try to fill out, whether it's a loan or anything. Like, I can't lie on there. Like they were saying last night on Abby Phillips' show, and I've been saying it, it should be illegal for people to come out with these bullshit lying ads. You know, that shit should be illegal to create ads, put them out on TV, tell them, you know, and stuff like that. That should be illegal. They were saying that on CNN last night.
And like the thing is that I honestly feel the only reason he's running is to stay out of jail.
Yep. Exactly why he's running. And it's just sad that people will call themselves intelligent, but we can't see that. And that's what just lets you know. That's why people are voting for race. People are voting for race in their pocketbooks. Don't nobody give a fuck about that border. They only care about it every 4 years.
explain why there's really not much.
Falling for that trap, my black man. Because y'all are getting a bad rap right now. I really don't believe as many of y'all are falling for that trap. But I also love my black man. Because y'all are getting a bad rap right now. I really don't believe as many of y'all are falling for that trap. But I also know that while the most solid voting bloc that we have is black women for Democrats, we know that right behind black women is black men. It ain't no other demographic that votes as strongly for the Democrats as black men. So let me just make sure I acknowledge that in the first place. The second thing, again, when I go back to talking about this has to be about you. It's not about them. It has to be about you. And when you got a candidate that's out there talking about, you know what, I'm upset about these progressive prosecutors that have decided that they want to go after law enforcement when they kill one of y'all like a dog in the street. Listen, he's trying to give them criminal immunity because we finally have some prosecutors that we got elected that decided that our lives matter. And so I don't know how it is that you could ever justify voting for somebody that would be okay with them literally taking your lives, especially over $1,200, if that is your justification, especially since you need to holler at Auntie Nancy, because Nancy was the Speaker of the House, and it was her legislation that she pushed forward with. All Trump did was slow down your checks by deciding that he wanted to put his name on it, because this was not...
Give y'all that money.
He didn't.
And so in this opportunity, black men shouldn't have any questions. This black woman, a black woman has saved your life. In more ways than one, whether it's a grandma on her knees praying, whether it's your mama making sure that you had an after-school program to go to so you wouldn't be doing the wrong thing, or whomever, a black woman has saved your life. So I'm not asking you for undying loyalty in this moment for somebody you might not connect with, but I'm asking you to get in step. Because it's our job, as we keep saying, to make the future that we want to see, and we have to start somewhere. You can't complain until you feel like it's right for you to join in. You have to be the change that you see.
That was Jasmine Crockett. Yep, check out Jasmine Crockett on Revolt TV telling black men to stay woke as fuck. Don't buy into the Trump con just for the little $1,200 stimulus. Auntie Nancy, talking about Nancy Pelosi, a.k.a. the real MVP, got you that money, not Trump, trying to slap his name on it. Let's see.
Wasn't he not wanting to give out money?
Yeah, he didn't want to. Yeah, but to each his own. I just, people got to be ready to deal with what's going to happen, though, if dude wins. I don't want to hear people crying afterwards talking about, I didn't know he was going to do that. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. People will be telling people to do their research, but they won't do their own and shit. How the fuck can we all do research but come to different facts and different conclusions about? That's why race falls into this. And I'll believe that until my eyes show me otherwise.